We're going to start off this episode today with a public service announcement. And that public service announcement is brought to you by me, a 59-year-old woman who's going to give you a little piece of advice. All right? Now, if you're going to insult somebody about their tattoos, please don't say tats. Okay? You are not allowed to insult people by saying, I don't like your tats. All right? Tats are very 1992. It is now 2023. When you insult people with tattoos, please have the common courtesy to say, I don't like your tattoos. Or, I think you have too many tattoos. Or, I think your tattoos make you look horrible. But I will not allow you to continue to insult me by calling them tats. So, please, put a little effort into it. Say the word tattoos. I don't know. Okay, that's just a comment I saw. That is a comment that I saw before I came live. And it was on Instagram. And for some reason, I don't know why, but Instagram has turned into very Facebook-like. And nothing against Facebook, but Facebook sometimes can get really super catty. You know, they have all those little chat groups, and sometimes it's like, like the mean girls in high school get all together. So anyway, I posted this video a long time ago, and it's gotten a lot of views. It's gotten close to 1 million views on Instagram, which I don't usually get. Hello, Kim, Lauren, Shannon, Linda, Kelly. Hello. Hello, Kriana. How are you? Am I saying your name correctly? I really want to say your name correct. So I don't really get videos that have that many views often on Instagram. So this one lady, she comments, and it was like, your look is okay, but I don't like your tats. You have too many of them. So my response to her was, please don't call them tats. That's very 1992. I don't care if she likes me. I don't care if she likes my tattoos. I don't care if she thinks I have too many. I don't care. But personally, just calling them tats irritates me. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard. Just please call them tattoos. Hello, you're saying it correctly. Thank you. Awesome. Because I really like to pronounce people names correctly, even though I have horrible pronunciation. I have like a speech impediment. So sometimes I say my words really weird, but I do at least really want to try. Let's see here. We have Gaita. Am I saying that correctly? I personally like body art. Exactly. You know, it's like, body art is so much better. But here's the thing. It's like where I found it really kind of funny is because you know that somebody with tattoos, I personally, with tattoos, I never call them tats. If you have tattoos, do you call them tats or is it just me? But I don't think I've ever been like, hey, I need to go grab some sunscreen so I can put them on my tats. I don't do it. It just doesn't sound right. To me, it's worth so much more effort than, to me, it's worth more of an effort to say tattoos than tats. You know, well, oh, like gatto. Oh, very cool. Yeah, like a cat. So, hello, gatto. Now, is it gatto or gat? We're just going to say gatto because that's what you just said. So, good morning, gatto. So, yes. And so that's just my little public service announcement. If you're out there and you want to insult somebody with tattoos, at least have the common courtesy to say tattoos. I call them tattoos. Tats sounds weird, doesn't it? It just sounds like, I don't know. It sounds like I could say mean things, but I'm not going to. And I was going to say, it just sounds like a bunch of like really square, tight, uptight people sitting around being like, Gloria, did you see her tats? Yes. Rosemary, I saw her tats. What do you think about it? I don't know. For some reason, that just got me off on a tangent on that. It's kind of like San Francisco. Nobody from San Francisco calls it San Fran. It's not San Fran, it's San Francisco. And again, it's not tats, it's tattoos. I think the only abbreviation that I feel comfortable, that I even remotely feel comfortable saying is docs instead of Doc Martens. And even that took me a little while to get comfortable saying, but I'll say, yeah, my docs or something like that. But the majority of the time, I will call them Doc Martens. Did she respond to that comment? It sounds funny. Wearable art. I do love that. You mean a bunch of Gomers? Yes. That's exactly what I mean. And we all know who I'm talking about because we've all had experience with those people. And I'm checking really quick to see if she responded because, to me, I thought it was the perfect response because I let her, for me, it's like I let her know that I saw her comment for one thing. And for her not liking my tattoos didn't bother me. It was just, to me, I gave myself an A+ on that response. But no, she did not respond to me. So we are going to start off today. Now, I'm all about New York Fashion Week, and I'm telling you right now, and I'm all about manifesting your life. You have to put things out there for things to happen. And I'm just going to put it out there that next year, I want to be invited to New York Fashion Week. I think it would be amazing. And I know I was seeing something on TikTok last night about how a lot of the designers are starting to use influencers because they felt like it was more relatable. And there was one TikTok where one of the influencers just, she didn't do that great of a job. So people were kind of bagging on her for that. And it's not necessarily that I want to walk in a runway, but I just want to go. I want to experience it. So I am obsessing over New York Fashion Week because, again, you have to put these thoughts out there in order for them to really happen. Just like when I started my social media platform, I told people, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to be a social media influencer. And people, there's not very many of them left in my life anymore, but a lot of people were like, yeah, right, whatever. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll show you. You know what? Why not? Why do we stop ourselves from living our dreams instead of actually doing it? So I am putting it out there. And so for yesterday's outfit, I kind of, when I was putting it all together, I was kind of having that in mind. And even though a lot of my stuff was thrifted, I was like, you know what? This is very New York Fashion Week approved outfit. So let me show you the outfit. And then I think it's the jacket. The jacket is what really brought this one home. But let me show you. Let me move this over a little bit. But let's look at yesterday's outfit and then tell me what you think about it. And Kelly, yes, I think that's what really bothered me is that she was trying to be cool. It's like, hey, I'm going to be one of the cool kids and then I'm going to insult her. I would have rather have much had her been like, you know what? I'm just really uptight. And since I'm uptight, I don't like your self-expression. I would have been totally fine. I would have been like, I appreciate your honesty and your uptightness. And you know what? I respect you for your values and your thoughts. And then I'm just going to go along my merry way. And I think it is, Kelly, the exact reason why I responded like that is because she thought she was being all cool. She's like, this is how they talk in a tattoo shop. They call everybody tatted or tats. And I'm just like, no, they don't. Good morning, Tina. How are you, my beautiful friend? I hope you are having a great day, but let's look at yesterday's outfit. Here we go. Day 39 of my style journey is a 59-year-old woman out to prove that you do not lose style with age. And today's outfit, it just might work. Starting off with my Free People strapless top. I love this top. And yes, I let my little bra show underneath. I think it gives it kind of that cool, kind of edgy look. You know, like my tattoos and my hair don't already give me enough of an edgy look. I let my bra show. Next, I'm adding these amazing yellow Levi's that I thrifted. Yeah, they're way too big, and that's what I love about them. I need to add a belt, so I'm going to add this yellow one that I got at a resale shop. I think these are going to look okay. Let me put them on and then I'll double check and make sure that these are actually the shoes I'm going to wear. It's not a perfect match, and I'm okay with that. I didn't need to be matchy-matchy. And the jacket that I would add if it was cool outside is this one. This is a Free People blazer that, yes, I've had for years. I won't lie. I was getting dressed going like, yeah, I could be at New York Fashion Week. I could be rocking this there. But it's not cold and I'm not in New York. So I just added my cute little necklace, my Michael Kors sunnies, and then this amazing purse for just that extra pop of color. I'm really, really comfortable with today's look. This is good. Always let me know what you thought about today's outfit in the comment. Which piece is your favorite? Do you have any style suggestions? Or are there any outfits that you would like to see styled? So until tomorrow, remember, wear what you want, and I will see you then. Bye, everybody. Yes, so, okay. Yeah, so that was my outfit. And let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of things here because there were a couple of, yeah, thank you so much. And there's a couple of things that really kind of stood out for me on this outfit. And it's just been a really amazing journey taking this, taking this fashion journey. And I'm really pushing myself outside of my comfort zones in some ways. And let me show you where that is. For one thing, I love this Free People strapless top. This strapless top, I can wear it on its own like this. Yeah, I thought it was very fall. Absolutely. And I especially like the strapless top, having just the top of my little bralette come out. And even today, I let the tops of my bralette come out. And for me, it just gives it an extra layer of kind of like edginess. I don't know why. I don't know why, just like, it's just like throwing it in your face of like, yeah, I'm wearing a bra. What are you going to do about it? Just kind of gives me just that little push of instead of, okay. Let's take a moment. That really just kind of sunk into me why I do that. All right? Because we are, as a society, we're told that as women, we're supposed to not show like certain parts of our chests, which, you know what, is just kind of odd because we all have them. All right? So we're supposed to wear bras, but we're supposed to wear bras to cover up those parts of our chests, but we're supposed to hide them. All right? So you have boobs, but you're supposed to hide them in a bra, and then you have to hide the bra to cover your boobs. There's so many rules that go with that. And so I am not comfortable walking around without my bralette. That's just my comfort zone. But I am also very much like, hey, you know what? I have to wear this and I don't care if it shows. So for me, that's my comfort level of kind of like back in the 60s and 70s when women burned their bras. For me, it's like it becomes a part of my fashion. It becomes part of my outfit. And to me, it's really empowering being like, yeah, I know I'm wearing it. And if it shows, good for me. And so it's just one of those things that gives me just a little bit of an extra, I don't know, like I said, a little bit of an extra like rebellious feeling. Like I said, not like my tattoos and my hair and everything else doesn't do it enough. My nose ring, my makeup, my fashion. I want my little bralette to show so I can make a statement that I am a rebel at heart. So it says the coat and the jeans are so good together. I agree about the exposed bra straps. All the bloody hiding. Exactly. And that's just the thing. It's like part of my platform, and I talk about this all the time, is that I'm done hiding. I hid so much as a child. I hid as an adult. I hid I hid my addictions, and now I'm like, I'm not going to hide anymore, and that includes my undergarments. Does that mean I'm going to walk around in my underwear like they do in New York Fashion Week? Probably not. But if the desire so hits, then yeah, I'll do it. And that's just because I'm not going to hide anymore. It says, Crayana says, right, we were taught to be modest, but it's like they want us also to be ashamed of what we're covering. You said it exactly. You said it exactly like I was trying to, like what I was trying to express. Lauren says, I can't remember the last time I wore an actual bra. I'm small chested, so I get away with it. Well, you know what? I'm not small chested, but I paid for mine to be stuck in place. And I am absolutely, and I'm not shy about that either. I had a breast augmentation back in the day because I thought that would make my ex-husband like me more, because, he didn't like anything about me anyway. So I thought if I had, a larger bra size, he might actually be kind to me. It didn't work. I still have him. I just don't have my ex-husband. So go figure. I guess I got the win-win out of that one. It says, with my chest, I have to wear a high neck to not show cleavage, but I am so over that. I wear what I want. Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's the thing. It's like, even sometimes when I'm getting dressed to do my morning lives with you, I'll be sitting here and I'll be looking at the camera and I'll be like, oh, you can see a little cleavage. And then I'm like, maybe I should cover that up. And I'm like, why? It's not exposing any part of my taboo body, So I'm very slowly, but I am working my way out of that kind of philosophy and that kind of thinking. And it's very, very liberating. Shame, that's the end game. You know what shame is? I have some very strong feelings about shame, because shame and guilt kept me in an addiction that took me the majority of my adult life to get rid of. So, and I was shameful over things that weren't even my fault. I was shameful over things that didn't even happen. So yeah, shame is something where I just absolutely will not tolerate it. Shelter Dog Strong, my favorite TikToker. I've never understood the big deal about the bra strap showing people need things to complain about. I swear. Absolutely. And if any of you are on TikTok, by all means, please follow Shelter Dog Strong. This is the most amazing content creator, because what she does is she actually goes into the shelters and she takes animals out and she takes them on dates and she gets them out of the shelter and she shows them love for the amount of time that she has to give them. And to me, it is inspirational watching that on TikTok transpire. So here's my absolute endorsement. If you're on TikTok, by all means, please give them a follow and show them some love. Yes, exactly. People definitely need something to complain about. Yeah. Or you know what? They want to call tattoos tats and, and try to be cool. They want to try to look cool while they're putting you down. And going off a subject, but that I was married to that person. I was married to that person that the only way that he could feel any justification and the only way that he could feel any self-worth was by trying to take my happiness from me. So when these people come at me and they're like, oh, I guess I should bring you back. So when these people come at me and they try to hurt me with their words, they don't understand I've already lived that life. I've already recovered from that person. I've already experienced what that pain can really feel like. So I can see them coming a mile away. I know what their intentions are. Her intentions were nothing more than to try to make me feel bad about myself. And had we have been, had that would have worked, then she would have walked away being like, I told her, and she would have gotten some sort of gratification from that. Now, chances are she still did get some sort of gratification just by leaving that message, regardless as to how I responded, because just inflicting even the smallest amount of pain on people makes people like that feel better about themselves. So, it's just, It's so many different things lead to so many different thoughts. It's just crazy. And when you really start opening up the conversation to fashion, tattoos, self expression, self worth, self love, not being ashamed that you're wearing a bra, not being ashamed if you have breasts, not being ashamed of flabby arms, not being ashamed of cellulite on the back of your legs. When you let go of all of that thought, oh yay, you followed her. Yes, 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 yes. So when you let go of all of those thoughts and all of those thinkings, it is so incredibly freeing. It's like suddenly those comments bounce off of you like water off of a side of a I was going to say a spaceship, but I don't think spaceships are really the right thing that I was thinking of, but maybe like an armored car or something, because I no longer care. I'm no longer cringing because I have cellulite on the back of my legs. I'm no longer cringing because my stomach is not perfectly flat. And that brings me to this part of my outfit. And yesterday, all day yesterday, this little girl, this right here, this showed all day yesterday. And if you look really carefully, because here, yay, 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 I love it. So if you look really carefully at this picture right here, all right, see right there? That's a stretch mark. I made babies there. This is what happens to your skin when you grow a human in your stomach. You get stretch marks. Do I care? Abso-frickin-lutely not. I don't care all day long. I have a little bit of, I carry my weight right there. You know what? I'm 59 years old. I'm experiencing menopause. I I spontaneously combust every once in a while and I turn into a hot, sweaty mess. And this is where I keep my extra weight when I decide to have cookies at night. And do I care? Absolutely not. You know why? It is just because I'm a human and I have experienced human things and I don't try to be perfect. Perfection is going to drive you insane. And trying to be perfect is going to just keep you in a constant state of never feeling like you're good enough. And it's when you can look at your body and you can be like, I see that, I see that, I see that. I love it and I'm going to embrace it. That's when you really get that real sense of empowerment. And I cannot tell you enough how much everybody looks at their own body and does their own critiquing. All right. I don't think there's anybody out there who looks at their body and is like, I have a perfect body. And if they do, they're lying to themselves, or that's just the facade that they put up. So if you're ever looking at your own body and you're doing this self-critique, never look at your own body in a way where you're saying something negative. Instead, be like, yep, that's where I cooked my babies. And then just go on. It is absolutely freeing. Kelly says, I've gotten to the point where I get zero fluffs to give. Absolutely. And you know what? And it's a beautiful thing. Yellow jeans need to be more of a thing. Yes, they do. I found those thrifting. They're men's jeans. Those jeans are size 34, 32, and they were built for a guy. And I took them and I'm like, no, I'm going to make those a short woman's jean. And look at the size of the cuff on these things. I mean, I 100% have to cuff them up so much, but I'm okay with that. Oh, wait, we got some more stuff here. Okay. When I started doing a YouTube, I really wondered how I feel when I got mean comments, but they just don't bother me. I usually just reply, thank you for watching. You know what my reply usually is I usually say, be sure to like and follow for more cringy content. I mean, if somebody calls me old, then I say, be sure to like and follow for more old people content. If they call me cringy, be sure to like and follow for more cringy content. But I always just respond with, be sure to like and follow. And then I pick up something out of the message, whatever it was that was supposed to be mean. I pick up on something like this because I want them to know that this is not an automated response. I want them to know that I saw this and it did not work. So that's always mine, is like, Yeah. You know what? Be sure to like and follow for more old ladies with tattoos kind of content. Kelly says, "My scars tell the world I survived something. If you don't like it, look away. Your opinion is not wanted or needed." Absolutely. And that's just the whole thing. And I absolutely love where this conversation is going this morning, by the way. We have not looked at hardly anything that I thought we were, but I really am enjoying this conversation. And so let me tell you the story about scars. And here's how I look at scars, and here's how I look at aging. All right. We are out in the African Serengeti. All right. We are all on a tour and we're driving through the Serengeti, and there's just beautiful animals everywhere all around us. And then we come up to a pack of lions. All right. Now, they're always lionesses and they always have their cubs. And because the boy lions are off doing boy lion stuff. So this is for the lionesses out there. So you're sitting there and you're looking at this pride of lions, and they're majestic and they're strong and they're just beautiful animals. And then you see that one lion who seems to just, kind of be who's in charge. She's the in charge lion. And she's got her scars on her face because you know that she has fought to get where she's at. Her tail's crooked because she's just battled all the way to the top. One ear folds over wrong. She's got one snaggly tooth. And you look at that lioness and you're like, wow, she has fought her way through the wilds of the African Serengeti, and here she is. She's made it, and I am just in love with that lioness because she has fought so many battles and she's won. And we look at her with pride, and we look at her with respect, and we look at her like for all of her glory of everything she's been through. But when it comes to us as women who have fought battles, who have scars, who have, age spots on their face, or their skin might be more wrinkly because we've just lived our life, we suddenly put those women under the microscope, and we're like, why aren't you perfect? Why do you have scars? Why do you have age marks? Why aren't you looking like that other lion back there who doesn't even know how to hunt a zebra? And it's not that, and I'm not making any ill remarks towards those younger lions, because those younger lions need this old snaggletooth raggedy lion to teach her how to hunt zebras. So in the wild, we respect these animals, but in life as human beings, all of a sudden, all respect goes right out the window. So I don't understand where it comes into where when we get to be my age, when we get to be older, all of a sudden it's something to be ashamed of. And I don't get it. And again, I always say that I am not out here to change society's minds. I don't care. You know what? Those people who call them tats, I don't really care. I'm not going to change her mind, but I want to change your mind. I want you to change about how you look at yourself, because if you can do that, then you get rid of all the shame. You get rid of all the guilt. You get rid of all the insecurities, because it no longer matters what those other people think. It only matters what you think. And that's where we really need to focus our attention, is on us, not them. So if you do have battle scars, if your body is not perfect, you know what? Think of yourself as that lioness. Think of yourself as that animal who has just battled to get to that point where they're still alive. And that's the respect that I want us to give ourselves. And we wait so long. We just sit around and we wait for outside acknowledgement, or we wait for somebody else to praise our journey, and we have to praise ourselves. And when we learn that praising ourselves is not being conceited, or, I'm not being selfish, I'm just giving myself the acknowledgement that I've made it this far, again, is empowering. And that's what we need. We need more empowerment. All right. Exactly. Society is messed up. Exactly. Plus, female lions do most of the hunting and food as well. Yeah. Who do you think raised my kids? My ex-husband didn't do when it came to raising my children. I have to remember, sometimes I have to remember, I cannot, if we all hung out together, might be a little shocked at how colorful my language really is. I have learned very well how to keep it very G rated, but yeah, whenever we have our meetup, I'm going to apologize right now. My language again is extremely, it has a lot of words that I don't use here. Tina says we absolutely need to be happy with ourselves because there is so much negativity out there about aging. We need to change the way of thinking. Yes. And again, Tina, we need to change the way that we think about it. I am so tired of wasting my energy trying to change their way of thinking about it. I no longer give a beep about how people look at aging because I'm not going to stick around and I'm not going to wait for them. I am going to live my most fulfilled life now. And if you want to join the party, join the party. That's just great, fine and dandy. But I'm not wasting any more of my time waiting for them. The party starts now and I am all about it. Kelly says, and it's not an age demographic at all, ages males and females. Yes, I love the analogy. Your imperfections make you unique. Absolutely. There's so much money wrapped up in having and keeping women at war with themselves and other women. Exactly. You know what? And that's just the whole thing. It's like, I'm going to tell you about a TikTok that I filmed before I came on here, and I'm going to post it today, and I'll post a short here. But on TikTok, they have an app that guesses your age. All right. And I wanted to do an experiment, and I'm experiencing a level 3 hottie flash right now. So if my face starts to melt off, you'll know why. But I found this app on TikTok that guesses your age. So I did an experiment, and I'll post it later, but I did an experiment, and the experiment was this. It's a 15-second TikTok, and I did the first one like this. I didn't smile. I didn't really blink. I did nothing. And TikTok guessed my age at 74. All right. Was I offended? No, because it was working out exactly like how I thought it was going to work. So then I redid the TikTok. All right. I did a brand new one, same filter. And on that one, I smiled and I kind of did a little laugh. And I was like, yeah, I wonder what this age is going to come up with. It came up as 20. So there was a 54-year difference. And I know it's not science, but TikTok read my face, and it was like, when you look like this, instantly you're old. When you're happy, you're young. So if you want to actually just kind of like start to look and feel younger, try smiling and laughing and being happy. And that's going to just make everything radiate from the inside out. And it's not about face creams, and it's not about serums, and it's not about, what company has come out with what miracle cream that's going to take years off your face. No. Try smiling, try being happy, try doing more things than just sitting there and frowning and putting cream on your face. Because I guarantee you the lady who says tats is not a smiley, happy person. So it was just really, to me, I had a feeling. I really had a feeling that that's the way it was going to turn out. And it is exactly how it did turn out. Okay, Lauren, I'll see you tomorrow. Kelly said there would be a blue cloud, as they say. I swear like a sailor. Absolutely. Tina says, LMAO, Lonnie girl, my mouth could be very colorful too. That's why we get along. You're right. We need to be proud and happy with ourselves. Absolutely. You know what? And that's just the whole thing. And again, society wants us to wait to be approved. All right. I am not going to wait for a stamp of approval of my lifestyle or my outfits or, what I'm going to wear or if I'm going to smile or anything like that. I am done waiting. Can I say that you give me, Jane Wildman, the Go-Go's, tease when you smile with that attitude. I love it. I mean, I was just thinking, actually, I was thinking about the Go-Go's the other day. They were one of my favorite bands when I was younger in the 80s, because I remember when they first came out. So where was I at? Where was I at? So TikTok smiling, dun, dun, dun. Oh, so let's get back to my outfit. I love where this conversation is going, by the way. So yesterday, I just let my little belly show. I did not care. Did not care one little bit. And then another thing about my outfit that I thought was pretty interesting is that I did that yellow on yellow. And I really like how that turned out. And then the jacket, yeah, you know, this right here, this look right here, I thought, hold on, let's see if I can't. Come on, Lonnie, stand up. Stand up, Lonnie. There we go. I just thought that this was just a really cute look. And again, thrifted pants, thrifted belt. I've had this jacket. I don't know, probably about 4 years. I found these Doc Martens on sale after the end of Christmas year. So, I mean, this was definitely I thought it really cool. Now, okay, so here, just to prove a point, I will show you a part of my face that drives me crazy. And when I talk about self-love and accepting yourself, this right here is my neck is my Achilles heel. I find myself just fixating on my neck more than any other part of my body. And the only thing that is, it's nothing to do with my body, and it has nothing to do with anything else. But that is like the only thing my negativity has a grasp on. That is the only thing that my any sort of weird negative self-talk always is like, your neck looks bad. And I'm like, yeah, it does, doesn't it? And so I have to very conscientiously, because as I was talking about this outfit, as words were coming out of my mouth, there was a part of my brain that was like, oh my God, your neck looks horrible, Lonnie. Why are you showing them this? So and you never would have known that if I had not have just told you that. And so again, I share these kind of things because I think there's power in acknowledgement. I think there's power in saying, I'm insecure about this part of my body, but I'm working on being okay with it. And so long as I can say that, it takes the power away from that kind of negative thought. And it takes the power away from somebody else who could say something mean, you know? And so again, just as kind of as a thought, again, if there's any part of your own being that you struggle with, just acknowledge it and be a little bit kinder to yourself. You know, if we were kinder to ourselves, it would be such an easier life to live. And then the last thing I wanted to point out was this amazing purse. Oh my gosh. My mom thrifted that purse, and my mother, as you all know, is my absolute style icon. And she is the one that taught me to basically dress your energy and to dress to make yourself feel good about yourself and to try new things and to never stop exploring the world of style and all of that. So my mom in her 80s was out thrifting, found this purse, bought it, and this is 100% my favorite purse. And every time I take that out, I feel like I'm just bringing my mom along with me. So I wanted to share that with you. So Shelter Dog Strong, same, editing my videos. I'm always like, nice neck. I kick myself and remember that no one's even looking at me and just here for the dogs. And you know what? The thing is I see your videos all the time and I think you're gorgeous. And I have never once been like, oh, wow, she's got a neck like me. So it's what we're bred to, it's what we're taught. We're taught at such a young age to be super hypercritical on ourselves. And I really hope that this turns out to be generational, where we as adults can be more confident and comfortable in our own skin and pass that along to younger generations. Because I know myself, I was, and I've mentioned this quite often, but I was bullied as a kid for being furry. I was a furry child. What can I say? There's something in my heritage that apparently required a lot of hair. I have no idea. I had really hairy arms, and people would call me monkey arms, and that hurt as a child. And I would hide my arms. And I can remember specifically, I think it was in junior high school, I was like talking to my friend on the school bus, and I had my arm, it was my left arm, I had my left arm on the seat of the school bus, and I was turning around and I was talking behind me, and it's like a group of kids were like, oh my God, you have the hairiest arms, you have monkey arms, you're monkey arms. And while it still sticks with me today, I know that it had an impact on me. Where was I going with this thought? Okay. So where I was going with that thought is like, what I really am trying to do is I'm trying to like show how we can be comfortable in ourselves, and we can teach younger generations that it's okay to be different, because we're never going to stop bullies. All right. There's always going to be those mean people in the world, from when we're in school to when we're at work to, you know what? I guarantee you they're bullying each other in the senior citizens, in the old people home. You know what? I can those people who were making fun of my arms on the school bus were the same people who was trying to bully me in my corporate job, who are the same people who are being bullies in the senior citizen center. We're not going to get away from them. But what we can do is we can learn to acknowledge it and to not listen to it. And I really wish that we would start incorporating that more into younger people's thinking of just like, you know what, this isn't something that's going to go away. So let's teach you the skills on how to deal with it now. Because even as an adult, when I was in my corporate job, I used to wear a lot of animal print. I still wear a lot of animal print. I like it. I think it's a cool print. And I remember some guy, his name, I don't even care to mention his name. He ended up, so I was an escrow officer. He used to be an escrow officer, then he wasn't an escrow officer, and then he ended up somehow becoming my assistant. So he was kind of dealing with his own like masculine insecurity, where he didn't really want to get told what to do by a woman kind of thing. So he decided to try to insult my style, but not coming right out insulting my style, because he already knew me well enough, and he already knew that I would by no means allow him to insult my style. So instead of him coming right out and insulting my style, I still remember he is all like, wow, you wear a lot of animal print, don't you? And then he turns around and walks away. And I'm like, no. I know a passive aggressive jab when I hear one. Remember, I was married to that guy. So then I'm all like, excuse me? And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, come back. Because he said it. The reason that it really upset me is because he said it in front of the entire office. So he was trying to belittle me in front of a crowd, which again, doesn't work. So I'm like, whoa, come back. What? And he's like, no, I just mentioned that you wear a lot of animal print. You must really like animal print because you wear it all the time. And instead of justifying why I wore that print, or yeah, exactly, he is a coward. And so instead of like being like, well, I like animal print, that's why I wear it, or I liked my outfit, that's why I'm wearing it, I looked at him plain, like right in his face. I'm like, wow, you must have been the bully in high school, huh? And he's like, what? I go, you must have been that bully in high school because you're a bully right now. I go, you're being a bully. And he's like, no, I'm not. I go, yeah, you are. And he's like, he had no comeback. It was like just that simple calling him out and being like, you're being a bully, or you were the bully in high school. Instantly, it was like, it's like the Wizard of Oz. It's like he was the wizard behind the curtain, and as soon as you pull the curtain back, he was like, I'm being looked at. So if you run across somebody who says something to you that makes you even remotely feel like a little cringe of like, oh, that wasn't very nice. Say something. There is nothing wrong with standing up for yourself. There is nothing wrong with saying words back, because I talk about this all the time on TikTok. I'm like, that other platform I have. But I talk about this all the time about how we lose the ability to hold up for ourselves in a manner that's not aggressive. All right. Because a lot of times people think, yeah, that was a fun one. I have never once shied away from holding up for myself. I was taught as a very, very, very young age that you had to hold up for yourself. And it almost became like a detriment when I was drinking, but that's a story for another day. But I was always taught to hold up for yourself. So it is very easy for me. It comes very natural to me. But what happens is a lot of times people lose the thought of that holding up for yourself doesn't have to be aggressive. All right. You don't have to fight that person. If somebody says something to you, like the lady with the tats, all right, I wasn't going to come back at her with anger, but I came back at her with enough a response that made me feel good about myself, that I held up for myself. And that's truly all I want you to do at the end of the day. Is I just want you to say whatever it is that you need to say to make you feel like you held up for yourself, because it tears you down after a while. And after a while, it's just another negative comment and another negative comment. And it's like layer after layer after layer. And we need to shake that off every once in a while. And I will always be an advocate for standing up for yourself. So what I suggest you do is practice in front of a mirror. And it's just like, just come up with little quirky things like, that hurt. It doesn't have to be quirky. It can just be like, what you said is really mean. Please don't say that. And just by saying that, you have held up for yourself. Or just be like, wow, that was really unkind. You have held up for yourself. It just takes those little tiny words to start to make you feel like you're holding up for yourself. And so I am so happy with where this conversation has gone today. And I love it when these morning lives become very organic and we have some really cool conversations. And today I felt like it was really super cool and very organic. And so to give you a little look into what my life was as little Lonnie, let me tell you a story. My dad grew up in an orphanage. He was 18 months old when his mom passed away. There were 4 brothers, 2 sisters, but the sisters were like in their 20s when my dad was born. So there was a huge age difference. So they were already married, but my grandfather on my dad's side put the boys into an orphanage, into a home. So he grew up really tough. I mean, he grew up tough. He rarely spoke of his childhood because it was like so embedded in the recesses of his mind. But the long lasting effects you could definitely see in my father, in his adult life. So anywho, so he's the one that taught me that I had to hold up for myself. He's the one that would say, if somebody picks on you, if you don't hold up for yourself, don't come home. And so the very first, yay, Tina's still here. So my very first day at kindergarten, that's how my dad sent me off to school. So here I am. I was always the shortest person in class. I did not have, I grew up in a really harsh family. So I didn't eat. It was like, I couldn't eat. My stomach was always too upset. So I was like 30 pounds and I was like this tall. And, oh, you lost me for a minute. Good. And then I had these 2 really big piggy tails. So I'm just trying to give you a visual. So here I am. I'm at kindergarten. I have my little lunchbox and I'm just like please don't say anything mean because I really don't want to fight, but I really want to go home. So it was like, that is how I grew up. And that's one of the reasons why I am so good, again, at coming back, because I was told at a very young age that I had to hold up for myself. So anyway, that's not the story I want to tell you. So my dad, I love him dearly, but apparently he didn't realize that telling jokes to your family at lunch on a Sunday, there was going to be any sort of negative outcome to this. But my dad, one Sunday afternoon, told us a joke. He told me, my mom, and my sister a joke. Well, I thought it was the funniest joke I'd ever heard. So I decided to tell that story to my bluebird troop. All right. Now, bluebirds back in the 60s, 70s, you would have to be a bluebird first, and then you could be a Girl Scout. Or no, it was bluebirds, brownies, Girl Scouts. All right. I was making my way up in the ranks, and I started as a bluebird. Well, I thought this was the funniest joke I'd ever heard, so I told my bluebird troop the exact joke that my dad had just told us. And so they didn't get it. They didn't understand the joke. Well, in my world and in my family, there was no problem. I understood the joke. So needless to say, a week later, my mom gets the phone, bring, 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 and it's the leader of my bluebird troop who is telling my mom about what happened, and basically saying, don't have her come back. So my mom gets into this raging fight with the bluebird troop leader. I never end up going back, but I still today remember that joke. And that's how we're going to end today's live. And if I have to explain it to you, I definitely will. So my dad's joke was, what is the only thing that the Jolly Green Giant is scared of? I will give you a moment to think about it, and then I will let you know. So he's tall, okay? So Jolly Green Giant's tall. He's a giant. He's green. So he's a giant and he's green. And people, if you're a tall green giant and you're short, people look up. Do you get where I'm going with this? Because I can't, I don't want to get too graphic, but the answer is avocado pickers. So if you don't understand the punchline, I will tell you. So anyway, I told my bluebird troop this joke. Still remember it today. I still think it is a hilarious joke. And I still tell it at the most inappropriate times. And I will forever love my dad for that joke. And if you don't get it, I'm going to tell you why. Because avocados would look like what you would see if you were looking up at the Jolly Green Giant. Okay. All right. So you all get it. All right. So the little bluebirds didn't understand what I was referring to. And they're like, what do you mean? Why does the Jolly Green Giant have avocados? And then I was like, oh my gosh, do you not know anatomy? And so I had to explain to these other little 6 or 7 year old children, because I was only 6 or 7, that it is that about what part of the body of the Jolly Green Giant that the avocado pickers were after. So, and it was just, like I said, there's very few stories that I can tell that absolutely wrap up and tell you everything about my life and just about the quirkiness of my childhood and just about everything that goes, that goes along with my childhood. And here's the thing. It's like bluebirds were boring. They were like, what do? You sit around all day long. And I just remember being bored out of my mind. And that's why I started telling jokes, because I'm like, I got to liven this place up a little bit. And I know the perfect joke to do this. So it's always been that kind of quirky personality that I've had, that instead of, you know, maybe toning it down with age, I'm just turning it up. And so I don't know, I just wanted to share that joke with you today. So if you, I wouldn't recommend telling it to a group of bluebirds, but I think it was great. And I don't know why my mom, of all things, thought I would do well in a structured environment like that. I mean, we were the most dysfunctional family on the block. And it's like, why did she think that I would why would she think that this was a good fit? I have no idea. Maybe I asked her to do it. I don't know, but I just know that the, I just remember my mom just getting into the biggest fight with the Bluebird troop leader. So, and with that, I'm going to wish you all a great day. We did not get to look at New York street fashion, and we did not get to finish the Free People look, but we will. Tomorrow's Thursday, and we can definitely. Okay, Kelly. Thanks so much for a great live. Have a great day, Lonnie. Love you. Great show. Snuggles to Indy and hugs from Canada. Thank you, Kelly, and I appreciate you. And yeah, and you know what? Let's all turn it up. Exactly, Linda. You know what? I think we should all just be that one person who just turns it up. And again, to kind of, oh, Tina, thank you, honey. I appreciate you so much. And to bring it back to that other statement when we were talking about the lions, we need to stop waiting for people to give us permission to be exactly who we want to be. We are the only person who needs to green light our adventure. And we need to 100%. And if you need like a little champion, or if you need a little cheerleader in your life, I 100% will be your cheerleader. I will tell you right now that you have got to, that is 100%. I will be your cheerleader. So it says, well, that's better than my getting asked not to come back to Girl Scouts because of my special Kool-Aid in my thermos, Nana's whiskey. You know, that reminds me of what I used to do too. Cryana, thank you so much. I haven't watched in a while. I miss you. Well, hopefully you come back more and more often. You know what? The lives are always, it's always a bag of tricks. You never know what you're going to get. But I used to, and oh no, I can't. I'll tell that story tomorrow. But I had something very much like your Kool-Aid thermos. I actually used to use a Dream Whip container. Don't ask me why, but I thought storing stolen alcohol in a Dream Whip container was the way to go, but it wasn't. So anyway, you just take today's live. Remember, don't wait for permission to absolutely turn it up. Let your light shine. Just be that bluebird that gets asked to not come back. There you go. And I love you all dearly. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll try to take a look at the fall fashion from Free People. If not, maybe we'll just go off on another tangent. Who knows? It's always, like I said, it's always a bag of tricks and you never know what you're going to get. But regardless, I love you all dearly. I will be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And until then,